Texas, awesome. East Coast, Texas, San Diego, Oklahoma, Boston, awesome, awesome. Oh, I saw one international, India, woohoo! I imagine it's like pretty late your time in the other hemisphere. Cool. Well, wherever you're joining us from, really, really excited to be spending some time with you all today. Like I mentioned, we have a great group of panelists here to give you some insights into what it's like working at Roblox, how to go about jumpstarting your career search, words of advice for the technical interviews, and things like that. So please don't hesitate to let us know your questions in the chat or Q&A. So with that, I'd love to pass the mic over to our panelists to introduce themselves. And I'll go ahead and start. So my name is Jeannie, and I'm the University Recruiter at Roblox. You may have seen lots of email correspondence from our team inviting you to some fun events happening for Roblox. So really stoked to have you all here. And I'm a popcorn to Sari.
Hey everyone, my name is Sari. I joined Roblox about 4 months ago as an associate product manager. So right after university, I actually also did a software engineering internship last summer, and I just enjoyed it so much that I had to come back, but on the product side. So happy to answer any questions about internships, new grad opportunities, and the technical portion. I'll pass it on to Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm on the university recruiting team, and am I frozen?
No, you're good now.
Okay, awesome, cool. Hi everyone, sorry about that. I'm Elizabeth, I'm on the university recruiting team, and I'm so excited to answer your questions. Okay, and I will pass it over to Mike.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike. I'm a software engineer here at Roblox. I'm working on the game network team on some really cool game streaming features. And I'm super glad to answer any of your technical or interview questions. And I'll pass over to Shina.
Hi, I'm Shaina. I'm a data scientist at Roblox. Super excited to be on this panel. I work with the trust and safety teams at Roblox so that our platform is safe for everyone. And I'm happy to answer any questions related to data analytics or science, internship opportunities, technical rounds, etc.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for the wonderful intros. I see lots of questions in the chat. So before we get into the panel questions, let me go ahead and give a brief overview for folks about the interview process at Roblox and opportunities that we're recruiting for. So in case you haven't already sent in your application, we are actively hiring for summer 21 internships in engineering, product design, and data science, as well as new grad roles starting in 21 for software engineering. So if you haven't already, please head over to our career site. We'll drop a link in the chat below and submit your application. There is a HackerRank test for our technical roles, specifically for the new grad SWE role, the software internship, data science, and product. So please be prepared to take that test. HackerRank has a lot of really great prep resources, so definitely take a look at that. Our team and panelists will also share some great resources and words of advice for how to prepare for that test. If you've already taken it, awesome. You're one step ahead of the game. So we are in the process of reviewing everyone's submissions, so appreciate your patience. We should be notifying you within the next few weeks. I want to say early October regarding interviews. So hang tight. And with that, I'd love to kick it off by sharing a little bit about everyone's work at Roblox and why you enjoy working at our company.
I can quickly kind of give an intro. So in case you're not familiar, Roblox is a gaming platform. So we have people building games on Roblox and people playing games on Roblox. And I'm actually working on Roblox Studio, which is the tool people use to build games on Roblox. So kind of creating the different tools for people to code up games, design different games on Roblox. And as a product manager, I'm looking into what we can do to make it easier for everyone to build games on Roblox and add a ton of features. So on the developer side. Mike, do you want to take it next?
Sure. So if any of you are familiar with Roblox, then you probably know that we're available on so many different platforms. And one of the most important things that we try to ensure is that the gaming experience is good on all of those platforms. So on the networking team, I'm working on a feature that we have called streaming, which allows games to be streamed to the device as they're being played. So you don't have to have enough memory to hold the entire game at once. And so this is definitely going to help performance on low memory devices, such as mobile devices, iPads, iPhones, and that sort of thing. Shaina?
All right, so I work with trust and safety teams at Roblox. I think Sari and Mike have done a great job explaining what Roblox does. So I'll just give the idea of the scale. So Roblox has over 150 million active users monthly. We just surpassed that milestone, pretty huge, right? But then with that scale comes a huge responsibility of making sure that people who are interacting, especially kids who are interacting on our platform, are feeling safe about communication with others, whether it's just a matter of, experiencing bullying from some of the more mature players they are playing within a game session, but then also we have some extreme cases that we have to look into, so make sure that we can prevent them. For example, there might be some bad actors trying to steal personal information. There might be some people trying to get to interact with kids that are not their age. So there are a lot of sophisticated tools that trust and safety works on, both on the preventive side and also at the reactive side, to make sure that we really have the trust of our users and we make sure that all the communications and the interactions between players are safe, both online and offline as well. So I'm really excited to be a part of this team and happy to answer more questions if anyone has any.
Thanks everyone for that overview. As you can see, it's a super exciting time to be joining Roblox. We're tackling lots of interesting challenges of massive scale. So really excited and look forward to seeing everyone's applications. We're building a lot of really cool stuff. So look forward to seeing you all go through the process. Would love to shed some spotlight for our new grads, Mike and Sari. I know you both graduated recently and have also gone through many rounds of technical interviews. Words of advice, recommendations, tips, anything to share with our audience today?
Sure. So the interview process, or the whole starting your career process, is definitely very intense. It can feel like a lot, especially, it's so important to your future. But I would say that starting early, as you guys all seem to be very interested in starting early, helps you build the confidence that you'll need to enter the interviews and to do well in them, because your familiarity with the content, such as like data structures and algorithms, and your familiarity with the problems helps you to prove to whatever test you're taking or to your interviewers that you have, the confidence and the ability to tackle whatever problems come to you in the future.
Yeah, I think Mike made some great points. The only thing I would add is for like the technical portion, I realized that I was spending a lot of time reading a lot of resources. So like Cracking the Coding Interview, a bunch of other books or online resources. And I realized that when it comes to the technical portion, it's really important to practice more so than just reading. So once you feel like you have the good fundamentals about algorithms and data structures, and you kind of have good general knowledge, it's really useful to go on HackerRank, LeetCode, a lot of online platforms for practicing these questions, because the more you practice, the more you start seeing like different patterns of different data structures that are common for a specific set of questions, or an algorithm that you weren't familiar with. So often practicing can kind of teach you a lot. And I feel like kind of learning by doing is a really good way to kind of approach the technical portion. Some other things I tried doing at one point is doing like mock interviews with some friends. So you would kind of choose a HackerRank question that you would know how to solve, and you would give it to your friend as if it was like a real interview on a Google Docs or on Zoom. And then you would kind of take turns doing that. So they would ask you a question and see how you solve it, like pretending they're the interviewer. and kind of alternating. So that kind of also simulates how a real interview might look like, and kind of working with the interviewer to collaborate on the questions. So I feel like that's something that can also be helpful.
Thanks, Mike and Sari. Shaina, do you want to give some words of advice for our folks on the call interested in data science?
Yes, absolutely. So data science is a very interdisciplinary function, and it can also like vary team by team and company by company on what the requirements can be. So I'm going to give a very generic answer, not specific to trust and safety. So for ROBLOX data science team in general, the process is very standard, and it gets specific as you proceed to the final round, where you could be tested based on the team's expert area that you'll be interviewing with. But for the most part, there are, I believe, like 3 things that everyone should focus on. The first one is technical knowledge. And within the technical knowledge, it can be very vast again. So I would say for new grad opportunities and internships, I would highly recommend brushing up your SQL skills. That's bread and butter for every data scientist and data analyst out there. So making sure you are really familiar with like all the SQL functions, and how, what's the difference between joins, and do you understand the difference between left and right, and where to put union and aggregations, etc. Is really important. I believe is kind of the foundation of probably every interview round that you'll take at any company. The second would be experimentation. So this is, I believe, would apply to 90% of the cases. Like the data science is, really relies on the fact that we want to make a principled decisions based on data. And the way you find that truth is by experimentation and A/B testing. So having that just basic understanding of how A/B tests work, and for what distribution you apply what kind of A/B test statistical method is important. And then third, which I believe is a little underrated, but it's very, very important, is having product acumen. And when I say product acumen, I mean you really have gone through the product and you understand what the users see. Because I think once you bridge the technical and that product acumen together, that's kind of the secret sauce for being a successful data analyst. So if you've progressed to the final round or the intermediary round, where you're speaking with product managers or even your hiring manager, having an innate understanding of what the product is like would help you make better recommendations in your results when you're recommending A/B test results, and what kind of risks are associated when you're trying to launch a certain feature versus not. So understanding that trade-offs is very important, and understanding the business side of it would come to you naturally once you understand the product really well. So those are my 3 tips on, preparing for any interview for any company, not just for ROBLOX.
Thanks, Shaina. We got a shout out from William in the chat. Shaina is so passionate about data science.
Yes, I am.
We love our data science team and all of our teams at ROBLOX. I actually posted in our chat our tech blog. If you haven't already seen it, it goes really in depth about the different projects, initiatives, and technologies that we utilize at ROBLOX. And all the content you see on our blog are made or are written by our employees. So you get to hear firsthand kind of the cool things that they're working on. Shaina actually mentioned a really great suggestion for knowing the product before you go to the interview. And I think especially for ROBLOX, because we have such a unique product in the marketplace, I highly recommend, if you have not already, after this call, sign onto ROBLOX, set up your account, play some of the games. There's so many interesting features related to being able to connect with your friends, playing games, building and monetizing from your own games. So if you haven't already, highly check out the platform and set up your account. Panelists, do we want to talk about things we love about working at ROBLOX, or what your favorite parts are of working at ROBLOX? Sorry, I'm going to